అంత ఐడియా లేదు. మళ్ళా వేస్తూ ఇస్తా.
Ranjit, you are ready, so that if you are ready, we can start. Still, some students may
Yes,
join.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. So, good evening to all our interns and speakers. So, it's a very happy evening. Maybe in India, I think we almost around 8 o'clock. But I think our speaker is connected from US. So, he's in the early morning hours of 9 o'clock. So, thank you so much, Ranjit, for joining us from US at this time for our intern. Definitely, I think it's a very nice adopted topic you have given us. Definitely, because the students are have to plan their career and how they could able to get their opportunity. It's very important they have to see. So in such a place, I think you're going to define the presentation today. So thank you so much for joining. So before we hand over the session to our speaker, so I'll just introduce our speaker. He's Nagar Ranjit Kumar. He's a mechanical design engineer. He's having more than 8 years experiences in multiple discipline industries spanning from construction to automations. He has completed masters and bachelors in mechanical engineering, also certified SolidWorks professional and Six Sigma Green Belt holder, and turned on steam turbines and he's worked on steam turbines, turbo generator, truck trailer, and tools and fixtures. He's also experienced in Minitab, MATLAB, SolidWorks, C language, MS Office, etc. So with this introduction, I would hand over our session to our speaker. So Ranjit, you can take it up.
That's a great thing, Gokul. Thanks for introducing me. Hi, everyone. This is Ranjit, and now we are going to discuss on the topic: what are the different types of job available in the available to mechanical engineer in the market, and how to choose them wisely. So, going into the topic. Come on. Okay. So, as a mechanical engineer, previous definition and the current definition has been changing, because previously most of them we are meant to design, develop, synthesize, and make some machinery work, like a kind of developing some machines or some turbines or some other things, not based on high level of softwares, by using the experiences, by using the research skills, and by using collaboration. But present definition, it's entirely different, because we came into the machine learning, internet of things, and there advanced technologies have been coming into the picture, and we have to. Sorry, can you guys see my screen?
You're sharing it, or we can see?
Yeah, already I'm sharing it. Actually, I'm sorry, there is some problem. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry again. So I think you guys understood a little about that, like the old definition and the new definition. In the old definition, like we have used our research skills, and even now we are using a research skills, but we are going in a multi-directional. Like if you see the automation or biomedical coming into the mechanical, so biomechanical, so aeromechanical, so each and everything coming to the picture, and it's getting developed on day-to-day basis. So previously, we have used the softwares, but they are very less softwares we have used. But currently, we are having a design software. So the 3D modeling came into the picture. We can use FEA, like instead of doing a testing directly going from the design to testing or assembly process, where we will be getting more struggles. Now we can see all the things directly in the 3D model, and we can see what are the interferences we are facing, what kind of stress strain analysis we can able to work on that, we can able to work before, and go into the machining or the assembly or the other process, what we can able to go further. So generally, what kind of process exists in the industry? So I would like to make it as an interactive session. So guys, do you aware of what kind of process that goes in an industry in general? So before going into any job, we need to know at least what kind of process generally it happens in an industry. So if anyone is interested to answer, it's very good. So I will be even more excited to hear from you all. At least a view of what kind of process that goes on in industry. You guys can able to text, or you guys can able to unmute and can answer this question. It's just a basic question I'm asking. I'm not going in depth. So if you guys are interested to say, it's fine. Otherwise, I can able to proceed into the next
Even I think
slide.
students can give their answer in the chat box if they're not interested. Interns, I think you can give your answer in the chat box also, or you can unmute and. Okay, I think you can proceed, Ranjit. I think.
Yep. So generally in the industry, there is an idea generation that needs to be happen. From the idea generation, we have to go for design and development. Then we can, in parallel, we can go for the purchasing, and we have to know how much of inventory that we have to make for the design what we are making. I mean, for the idea generation. And the next process will be either the processing or a machining process for the raw material what you have purchased. And we can go for a surface treatment if required. Then we can go for a quality control. After the machining process, the initial basic process, we'll go to the assembly process. Then again, we'll go to the quality control, because each and every stage we have to document such that we can able to show to the client, and we can able to give a warranty to the customer saying that it will be existing to certain time period. And also then we can go to the operational setup, and again a quality control, then the approval from the customer in case if it is a customized. Then after completing this entire assembly, we'll put that in the inventory again. Then we'll transport to the customer location or the supplier's location based on the things like we can see the automobile sector, most of the automobiles, they'll go into the suppliers, and from there again it will go to the customers. That is the final usage. So this the generalized process in the, I mean, one of the industry process, it will be happening like this. If you go into the construction, again, it will be different. This is a kind of manufacturing process industry, and that too, the mass production, they will go in this way such that they can able to get the output. So what's our problem, and why do we think only for a job? Can anyone answer this? Guys, don't treat me as a lecturer and a student session over here, as it is in a kind of interaction you guys can able to answer, and I'm very happy to listen from you, such that you guys I can able to know what's your perspective, such that I can able to give my views. It will be good for you to learn in that way. Okay, I will proceed. So the only way is to earn money securely without any major responsibilities. So if you guys are interested to go into a business, you have to
I
feel
think
more responsible.
Rashid,
You have to be
somebody has
sorry.
mute on. Rashid Ahmed, do you want to say anything? Because he has unmuted.
Okay,
You want to
Rashid,
answer?
are you interested to say anything?
No, I think.
Okay, no problem. I'm good. Like as we all know, like getting a job will be a kind of security for us. So we can feel like, yeah, on each and every month we are getting money. We can able to save certain amount in different directions of our peers or our parent or our guide, whatever they say. Based on that, we can able to further share all the amount of money what we will receive per month. But it might not be only the case that we can able to get succeed, but this is for many of them. They will feel in this direction, and they will go in this direction for securing the money on each and every month basis. That's the reason we will be looking for a job. So in this session, I would like to tell these topics. So are we eligible for work? So what are the reasons we can say that we are eligible for the job that we are applied? So what should we know? What client is, I mean, the what is the interviewer he is looking for? So what knowledge did I grab from my education? What are my goals? What are the characteristics required to become an engineer? What are the skills required for various jobs? Who will give the correct direction? What are the different types of jobs exist in the industry? So will I become a successful engineer by joining an industry? What is the pay that I'm expecting? Which job should I join? How to apply for a job? So these are the aspects when you guys go and join in a company, or you guys are interested to join, and what are the basic things required to go and join in a company. And for this, you have to give your manifesto in the form of a resume or a cover letter, saying that this is what I am, so this is what I am going to give you, the skill set whatever I have, that that your company can able to get excel if you take me into your company. So in that way, you're introducing by using your help of a resume or cover letter. So I am explaining with some examples or references, the links I have shared in this slides. So how can we say we have more opportunities other than job? What other opportunities we have? So these are the basic agenda what I have to, I mean, in this webinar that I'm going to explain to you all. Are we eligible to professional work? So to be eligible, so what are the minimum requirements that is required to an engineer? So communication. So basically, communication is very important, whether you're working with your junior or a senior manager or a director or a CEO, with anyone. So your level of communication should be in a way that you have to show your dignity, you have to show your respect, you have to show your the presence of mind at that particular situation. Apart from that, you need to have a technical knowledge, and before going to apply to any company, you have to research on the company. And whenever they ask you like what did you know about a company, you have to say at least 5 to 6 different scenarios of the company, like the present stage of the company, like what are the future projects they're expecting to sorry, what are the future projects that they are going to do. So these are the things you have to research on the company. So what kind of position you are applying, how much you are interested into that position, and collaboration with the multiple engineers. So if you are going to work with like kind of automation industry, I have to work with control engineers, I have to work with electrical engineers, I have to work with the suppliers, I have to work with the purchasing department. Also, I have to work with the controls engineer. I mean, the quality control engineer. So in this way, I have to be multiple direction. I have to manage with all the people such a way the product will be completed. So you have to maintain your professional ethics in such a way that you can able to work with all of these members. So apart from this, we need to have a basic Microsoft Office knowledge, self-organized nature, and whenever you're working, you have to be very confident such that if any question asked by any of your senior members, you have to be answerable to that. So as a mechanical engineer, what should you know? In bachelor's, basically, we'll get a broad knowledge. So we are very much confused in which stream we have to go. So basically, what are the different streams we have? So we can go into the thermal. In thermal, again, there'll be different categories. The design has a strength of materials or kinematics or the dynamics in the materials. So on each and every, like whether you're going to thermal or a design, you have to go for a selection of materials. So the material selection is very important. So it is also a vast subject. And the metrology. So whatever the designs or whatever the thermal aspects you are going to design, so those things have to be checked with the measuring equipment. So those are called metrology, like metrological equipments. And when you are going to construction or manufacturing, safety is very much important, because whenever they're manufacturing anything, they need to be, the people working over there to be more safer. So the safety requirements are very much interested. But for safety, you need to have a separate, I mean, there is a separate course for safety. So mostly major of the mechanical engineers, they won't go into safety. But here, when we are working with different members, at least we have to have the basic knowledge of the safety when we are working in the industry. And also there is one more aspect called quality, as it is also one of the important thing. Whatever we work on, we have to show the quality work to a customer. And what knowledge has you got through education? So sorry, is there any question to someone? Okay, actually, in the industry, there are like a different characterizations are there, like a business entrepreneur, the engineer, the analyst, the people who will play a safe game inside, and a manager, and a human resource, and people who will invest. They can invest in their knowledge, they can invest in their shares, support, business, online gaming, or any direction. So in this way, we can able to know, and we can able to get educated with the help of these things. So people have to have a goals. So whenever you go to any interview, they will ask you, what is your goal for the next 5 years? What is your goal for the next 10 years? What's your goal for the next 15 years? So within 5 years, at least you have to become, I mean, people, they will set a goal on each and every industry. So for each and every 3 years, they will give a promotion to you. Why not you get a promotion in 2 years? So what are the things you have to do to achieve a promotion within less span of time? So those are your goals you have to maintain in your company. Different companies have different like promotional years. Like some companies, they can able to give a promotion for 3 years. Some people, some companies, they will go for 5 years. So some companies, they will look into different categories too. Like if you go into government companies, they will look into what kind of category you are into. So based on that, in a senior level, whether that category people are there or not, they will throw you into higher level. So in that way, we have to look into which stream we are going, which company we are going. So how we are goal oriented, whether we are looking only a job in India or in some other country. So whenever you're going to some other country, you have to look ahead of 5 to 10 years, like how the country will be and how the projects in that country is going on. It's actually like unnatural, like it's not a thing what we can say like, okay, this country can able to do this many projects, or some other our country will do only less number of projects. It depends upon the youth, and it depends upon the engineers who are completing their education, have to set some goals such that the country will develop. So I have talked about the mechanical engineer. So be the first to take it. So whenever you have gone to a company, whenever the manager gives you some task, you should not say no. You have to take that, and you have to say that you are the first man to take the chance, such that whatever the troubles you have faced, you can able to share that knowledge with other members. So whenever as a mechanical engineer, you have to learn all the mechanical knowledge either from technician, like whenever a guy comes to your home for repairing your washing machine or air conditioner or a television or any electronic device or a mechanical device at your home, you have to go and sit with him or her and learn what they're working on. Otherwise, might be nearby your homes there will be some automobile shops or mechanic shops. You guys have to go and don't expect money initial stages. Whenever you're doing in a engineering time, you have to go and meet many people, learn from them, such that you can, whenever you're doing projects, you can able to see the troubles what you're facing, and such that you can able to get to know and sort out the problems very easily. That in that way you can able to work on and complete the project such a way whenever you go to job, you can able to explain very clearly, saying that this is what the problem happens, I have rectified like this. So interested, you have to show an interest to be a semi-skilled labor. Don't stop learning at any stage. Build learning and applying attitude. See, for example, whenever you're going some exams, you're going to write some like competitive exams. How you are studying? Like you're going to study for the span of 30 days or 1 year, and you're going to attempt that exams. In the same way, whenever you have to become an engineer, you have a 4 years span of time. Even if you're going to waste for first 2 years, at least last 2 years, you have to get into thing like you have to get a project do some project innovatively or already existing project. For example, take a fan, whatever it's there at your home. You guys know that there is a fan existing, but we don't know like how we have to design a fan. It will be different scenarios, like how the wind is moving around the fan, how to constrain the air only exactly to the location of the fan where your room is there, and how the curvature should be there. In that way, no one knows anything. Already existing things, take the same thing and apply and do a simulation, because we have many softwares existing right in today's time period. So people, many of the employers, they are not seeking like how innovatively you are doing the work. They're looking only for one thing: how aggressively you're working on a project, and how well you are performing on each and every day basis, how whatever the problems they are facing, how you are solving those problems. Only these are the major things they are looking into. Apart from this, there is like the present scenario, you can see internet of things and machine learning came into the picture. So how you are applying your skills and getting those skills embedded into it, and finally you are giving a very wonderful product to a client. That's what majorly and many employees are expecting from you. So do more mistakes and don't repeat the mistakes, and think that whether you are giving best results to internal and external customers. And you guys have to be very, very affable whenever you're working with a multi-dimensional or you have to be very collaborative. So you have to help and you have to take help. You should not say like I don't ask. Otherwise, you should not say that I don't say. Kind of attitude should not be there. It should be affable nature, the climate should be affable such that everyone can treat you and respect you, and you can able to do the same. In such a way, you can able to become a professional engineer. So this is what the characteristics required to an engineer. So these are some professional and technical skills required to the current job scenario. So as a mechanical engineer, when I have studied, I don't know, like programming is very important for a mechanical engineer. But when I came to masters, I have seen the programming is also very much important for a mechanical engineer. So people have to be aware whenever you're going to automation, or whenever you're going into aero, or whenever you're going into some rocket science jobs, you need to have a programming skill such that it will be more beneficial. Not only that, whenever you're doing FEA or designing, even there, some of them, they're expecting a programming skills. So what kind of programming skills they're expecting? At least if you have a knowledge on C, C++, and MATLAB, that is a minimum requirement. Else Python is also one of the requirement in the current industry scenario, what I have seen. And whenever you are working on anything, you have to understand the requirements very precisely. If you're not understanding the requirements very precisely, then you're doing your 3D modeling damn wrong. So I have faced many problems in many industries. So people have to understand the requirements very correctly such that you can able to work on the project and you can able to successfully complete. So previously there is no product lifecycle management in any industry. Nowadays, many of the industries, they are getting the product lifecycle management. And so this product lifecycle management gives a good benefit to the companies. One, because of many part modelings and assemblies what they're existing, these people, due to repetition of doing the same part modeling each and every time, because they doesn't know like what model they have already created, and they will be giving a different part numbers for that. So this product lifecycle management gives more information regarding what parts we have made, what description we have took already. So each and everything is very detailed. You can able to see all the title block in a product in that software easily. And also we can able to communicate with the vendor and the customer by showing the 3D pictures. So, without giving the entire software, entire model or assembly to a vendor or a customer, we can able to interact with this product lifecycle management software. So the basic technical skills required is mathematics. And based on the requirements, you have to formulate the concept. Whenever you are designing, you have to know like what kind of designing you are doing, like plastics or sheet metal or a machining or a casting. So for that, as I previously mentioned, there is a important requirement is selection of material. So also for a mechanical engineer, whenever we are going to design aspect, the GD&T is highly important, because without GD&T nowadays, the optimization came into the picture. So the cost analysis, so we should not waste much cost. So we have to be more cost constraint. So GD&T has to be applied on major it's been applying in major industries. So who will give the correct direction for going into any job? The first thing is our thought process. So let us assume, let me say one example of my experience. So I am very much interested in strength of materials. So my goal is to go into an automation industry and work on the strength of material aspects. So right now I'm working in the the correct direction, what my goals, what I have set. So I feel that your thought process should be there. So you need to have a goal. So where you have to go into, and also your situation. Your situation also will helps you, your parents or your seniors or your books, whatever the books you have studied, even that might be helpful, or the movies, even some of the movies, if you see like Avengers or different movies where you can able to see like how the things they have made. So from that you can able to understand some scope, and from there you can able to go for in a different direction, like whatever the designing you are working on, you can able to input those things into your design, and you can able to do some good thing with less cost too. Documentaries or with the friends, seniors, my seniors, they have helped me a lot in taking I mean in selecting some of the jobs. So your seniors might also help you. So the games and gaming, so if you see in many countries, even India, they're adopting the gaming system from other countries. So instead, we can able to develop some gaming inside India, and we can able to go for a production of it. So that direction. And the news, electronic and print media. So with the help of news, electronic and print media, or electronic or print media, we can able to get a correct direction. So the correct direction is nothing but you have to take all the problems what are existing in the current industry, and you have to study, and you can able to explain all these things to the employer when you have gone to interview. So what are the different types of jobs existing in the world? These are pretty small description. I mean, small number of the job types that I have described over here, but there are more than this. I have tried to give as much as I am aware of those. So one is a design engineer, a project engineer, or a mechanical engineer, a quality engineer. These four are the major things where whichever the company you see, you can able to see these kind of job profiles. So in the design engineer, so what kind of industry and what kind of application, what kind of working process we are looking into as a design engineer? So I have explained a little details of this. Come on. So what are the design softwares existing in the world as on date? So CATIA, it is used for surfacing. ProE, Creo, SolidWorks, Siemens NX software, Autodesk products like Fusion 360 and Inventor. These are for 3D CAD modeling, and AutoCAD and DraftSide for 2D drafting. If you are interested to go for piping, you can you guys can able to study or get trained on PDMS or Autodesk Revit. And there is a piping and instrumentation diagram. There you can go for ProCAD or VisioPad. So this P&D diagrams majorly I can see in piping industry like oil refineries or the power plant sectors. So I have gone into a little more detail for the design engineer. So if you see over here, we can able to know like what kind of work we are doing, whether it is a casting or a machining or a sheet metal or a plastics or a 3D printing or a woodwork. So based on the kind of work, what kind of industries we have to look into and what kind of applications they are working on. Nowadays, if we see what kind of industries they are very good at current is the rocket science, the aero, the navy, the health sector, and for each and everything there is an interlink. Like if you go for a glass manufacturing, when we have to use electronics on day-to-day basis, so on each and every electronic products we can see the glass products. So it's a kind of interlink with all the equipment. Like if you go for a house residential, or if you go for the airplane sector or the rockets, sorry. So on each and every application we can see the glass requirement. Either if you go for a cool drinks too. The surfacing concept, this surfacing, it's majorly we can look that in the automobile sector, like Like previously, the ambassador, it's not designed based on I'm sorry. It's not designed based on the surfacing, but nowadays each and everything it's an airfoil structure. So they have gone with the surfacing, and they are there are a lot of things that are coming into the picture where they're doing the surfacing and reducing the major challenges what they're facing. And also we can see the current ongoing research, it's on 3D printing. So previously they have gone printing only on plastics, but now they are printing with metals. One second. Okay, Srinivas has asked a question. So can you please tell how generative design is affecting design engineers, and what skills should we learn to get into that field? So generative design is an adaptive design. So whenever it is, whenever we have to know some generative design, we have to know the fluids, how the fluid is moving, and how the fluids will affect our like the structures. So it is a combination of fluids and structures that gives the generative design that what I am aware of. We can able, I mean, I will try to explore some more, and I can able to explain you even that. So this is what the design engineer's skill set requirement should be. So better to do certification, because people who has a more certification has more preference. So there are some certification courses which are existing in the world right now, which is a DFSS, Design for Six Sigma. DMADV, it's define, measure, analyze, design, and validate. And CSWA, P and D, as I did CSWA, like certification of SolidWorks Associate and Professional. And there is one more called Expert. And on CATIA and Creo, there are some certifications. You guys can able to work on that. Then after design engineer, the other thing is the project or a mechanical or a manufacturing engineer. For these people, the basic requirement should be a MS Project, MS Excel, PowerPoint, I think Microsoft products. And also apart from this, they need to know SAP, which consists of, I mean, the major mechanical engineers concentration should be on metals management or production planning, ERP, bill of material. So in SAP, these are the major things people will look into. And as I previously mentioned, there is a PLM, product lifecycle management softwares, which are Windchill, Team Center, SolidWorks PDM, and Agile. We have to use all these things for Scrum meetings. Also, there is a software called Minitab, which is used for the statistical analysis of the production. So people are looking for a certification too. One is whenever you are interested in a project engineer position, PMP is one of the basic certification they will be looking into. But for a manufacturing or a mechanical or a process industries like a validation or a supplier quality engineer position, Six Sigma Green Belt is preferable on the current scenario. And for a quality engineer, the Minitab, DMAIC is one of the Six Sigma concept. So it consists of a fishbones, Pareto analysis, and when you're going into a automobile sector, PPAP, like production part approval process, this is the entire form where the approval of a customer will go in different phases that will be looking into. And APQP is advanced product quality planning. So whenever you are doing any product before completing of the process or before completing before going into the production or manufacturing, they'll be looking into what kind of problems they are going to face, what kind of tests they have to do. So each and everything, these quality people will go for generating of protocols or the test cases. And DHF is a design history file which will be maintained in the medical industry. So ISO 9001. So whenever you are going to become a quality engineer, you are interested to be a quality engineer, you have to do a certification on ISO products. ISO 9001 is a current, 9001 2015 is a current ongoing ISO quality management system for the automobile or the general sector. But for the medical industry, ISO 13485 and for a quality management, and ISO 14971 for the risk management. Whenever we are going into medical field as a quality or validation engineer, so we have to have a we have to know regulations called federal regulations, where they follow 21 CFR Part 11 and Part 820 for a Class 1, Class 2, Class 3 medical device products. So what are the different certifications required? As previously mentioned, Six Sigma, Yellow Belt, and Green Belt, they are the minimum requirements now, many of them expecting. And if you have got an experience, after 4 to 5 years, you can go with Six Sigma Black Belt. And if you have 7 to 8 years, then we can apply for a Master Black Belt, and there will be some exams conducted inside the industry. We can complete them, and we can become a Master Black Belt. So whenever you're increasing your level of belts, your level of responsibilities will increase. So make sure you are learning on each and everything related to Six Sigma and applying them, such that whenever you achieve a Master Black Belt, you can able to guide some of your sub juniors or juniors for the innovative projects. So what are the phases that is existing in a company to launch a product? So initially, after design, we we will get to know like how the appearance will be there. So then we can able to show the proof of concept, and we will go for alpha testing. The alpha testing is majorly done inside the company. So if we take an example of Apple products or Google products, they will give those products to inside the company members, and they will get the feedback from the company members. Then they will go for beta testing, and they will give those beta products to the suppliers, or initially to certain regions they will fix, and they will get the feedback from them. And if they want to do any improvisation, they will do the improvisations, and they will do the pilot production. If all the thing goes good, then they will go for the final the final production, and they'll go to the customers. In this way, generally the companies will launch their products. So previously I have told PPAP requirement for automobile engineers. So in the entire PPAP, there are totally 18 different categories that each and everything has to be accepted by the customer on different phases. This is a form of a medical industry process. So the initial concept has to know from the doctors or the scientists who are related to medical field. From there, they'll get the input, design inputs, and the design and development will be carried out. But whenever they're doing any design input, from the design input to design output, each and everything will be taken care by the project team, the design team, and the quality team. So three different departments have to sit together, and they have to go for initial analysis and initial designing aspects. Initial test cases have to be looked into. Then they will look for the DFMES. So what are the failure cases they are going to get? So based on the experiences, people will get to know like what kind of problems they'll face and what kind of rating they have to give for each and every risk. So they will sit together and they'll find out the risk priority number. and they will do analysis. So if it is structural, they will do a structural analysis. If it is a dynamic, they will do the dynamic analysis. If it is a thermal, they will do the thermal analysis. Even after doing the analysis, people are very precise in the medical industry. They have to do a testing. So they'll put some testing standards based on the analysis results they got, and they'll do a testing. From that, they'll go into the regulatory submission. As I told, in the medical industry, federal regulation is very important. So these regulatory people, they will look into the standards, what they put initially, and what are the results they got right now. Each and everything they'll compare, and if there is any problem, again, the product they will go for from the design or the concept stage. So it is a kind of cyclic process. Finally, if everything got accepted, they'll go for launching. So for this, in the medical industry, the three major things are required as a document. One is a design history file, the other is a device master record, and the third one is device history record. So the design history file, before manufacturing, whatever the existing process there for in an industry, like a planning or a design reviews or design verification, design inputs, so validation and verification protocols, each and everything will be included in that. In the design device master record, so what are the design specifications they have taken, how the production process should be there, what are the specifications of the equipment, what kind, if it is included with the electronic devices, so what kind of software code they have inputted, and what is the acceptance criteria. So these are the inputs required for the device master record. And the device history record, after completing the production, they have to give the IDs on each and every part. Otherwise, people, whenever they are taking a certain, the count of parts, they can't able to know like how many parts they have been produced. In that way, like how if they go for batch size, they have to give the material lots. In that way, each and every record should be maintained by the company. So in that way, like the device history record will be maintained by each and every company. So these are some of the examples. As I mentioned previously, the sheet metal or the forging casting categories. If you see this motorcycle bike, so which consists of chassis. This chassis, it's majorly constructed with sheet metal. So with the sheet metal, we can able to reduce the cost of the solid part, and also we can able to reduce the weight. So if we reduce the weight, we can able to put a more amount of mileage, I mean, not mileage, the pickup can able to improve for a bike, such that we can able to see even F1 cars or the sports bike. These sports bikes have got reduced weight because they have converted initially from the solid parts to a sheet metal. In such a way, you guys can able to think like what kind of improvements you can able to work with, such that you can able to improvise the product of each and everything. This is a car example, and these are the bearings. These are the thrust pads and thrust bearings, which are used in the turbines or impellers in the propellers in the airplanes. In the heavy engines, we can use the bearing pads. The smaller engines or smaller machines will go for the ball bearings or roller bearings or the needle bearings. And this is one of the TDBFP pump. So TDBFP is nothing but turbine driven boiler feed pump. So before going into the boiler, from the turbine already which has been utilized, that can be feeded from there to the pump. And this with the high pressure water we are getting output from the turbine, that will rotate this impeller. This makes this pump work. So this is one sort of advancement that has been already existing. So in that way, like as I told, we have to think, we have to utilize already existing things, and we can able to improve the things. So this is a sheet metal and a watch in the agricultural industry, the automation industry. These are the conveyors And nowadays, many of the electronic devices have been changed into, I mean, like even the fan. This is one. This is a fan actually. Previously, we are seeing with the vanes in it, but nowadays with the electronics, even the vanes are not required for getting the proper wind. So these are the medical equipment where we plastics are used. So on each and every thing, if you in each and every industry, if you see mechanical requirement is there, but the only thing is your presence is more important, and you have to understand the requirement and you have to develop the product. Okay, finally, I would like to go with one of the important thing. Okay, if we don't have job, what else can we do? So we can do a business which or multi-work management, like we all know, like multiple things. For example, nowadays, if we see in the current situations, the cost has been increased a lot. So if we have a company where we can use the electrician or different technicians, we can work with multiple people, and we can able to provide a job to them. From there, we can able to make the things work, and we can able to gain money. Like it's a kind of the mediating job, and the creative wedding, creative picture frames, house management, interior designing, the creative, the dolls. Like we are purchasing many of our the kids toys from other countries. Why can't we make those toys inside India and do data analysis? So different dressing or fashion techniques we can able to change, like the weaving techniques or the clothing styles, mixing of multiple things, like mixing with the silk and the wool, silk and cotton, or different structures we can able to get into developing a machinery. So we usually purchase all the machinery from Germany or from US or from other countries. Why can't we make all those things inside India? Otherwise, what are the companies they are making the machinery, and what advancements have been taken by the other countries, and what we can able to input into this company. So these things we can able to learn, and we can able to apply in our day-to-day applications when we go into a job. Also, we can do some short films. uh, as India is one of the agricultural land area, because in the entire world, only India can able to supply major agricultural goods. So we have a lot and lots of opportunities in the agricultural area. So we can see into it, and we can able to, as a mechanical engineer, we can go and talk with the farmers. What are the problems they are facing? We can able to get the data, and we can able to design for them in an innovative way, and with a less cost. So these are the things we have to think. In such a way, people have thought, and they have got into different concepts called hydroponics or aquaponics. So I feel like many of our engineers have a good talent, but many of them, they are not utilizing it, or people, they are not like the seniors, they're not taking the juniors who have a talent in a proper direction. So don't think only for a job. Even this is also one of the direction you guys can think, because if I think, like, you people are in third years of your bachelor's or fourth years of your bachelor, if you guys do a project, at least a good project for 2 long years, it will be a good success. If you need any help, I can able to help you all. You can have my email ID. I can able to share with you, uh, such that the projects, what are the projects we make, it can be useful for many of the Indians. That's yeah,
Yes.
I am good with the presentation.
Yeah,
Hope
thank
you
you,
have.
Ranjit.
You're welcome.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. I think it has given lots of insight about how the mechanical students should shape up the career, especially the third years and final year. Now, due to this COVID, I think lots of new normal is going to take up, and it's a right presentation, and you have given a valuable inputs. definitely I think they can able to take up which is required for them to build the skill sets, so that accordingly they can able to put themselves in front of any part of industry and they can gain it. Interns, it is open for the QA session. So if you have any queries, I think you can drop up in chat box, or you can even unmute and you can ask Ranjit, sir.
Yes, I would like to share 2 more slides.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Yep. Can you can see my my slides, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what are the, I mean, I just wanted to say why we are only looking for a job, why not opportunities? As Gokul have mentioned, a good point, because right now we are facing a situation of COVID, which is leading to the major things. One is, I mean, we have a pros and cons with the COVID. Because of the COVID, we can see like the fatality of the people, the dropping of people, like the deaths of people. So we have to show some interest in like by developing some good things that will be advantageous to our Indian nation. So I have seen like there is a conflict between the countries like China, I mean India with China, Nepal and Pakistan, etc. So we can able to go with the development of the missile technology. As we all know, the Prime Minister has introduced one of the plan within 5 to 6 years. They are interested to develop the submarines of 5 to 6, or they are interested to purchase some missile technology from other countries. So we can able to put thoughts into that, and whatever existing are there, if we can able to get some information from other people, and if we get a permission from the government, we can able to develop a missile. I mean, it's impractical, but it is one of the good signs of development. And also we have seen problems with USA, UK, I mean the visa problems with the USA, UK, Germany, etc. So the technology wise, India, as on date, they are doing only service. They're not doing any research on the software background too. So why can't we develop a machine learning concept or the artificial intelligence concept back only in India? And why can't we develop IoT entirely in India? That is also one of the good sign for the development of India. And also previously, as there is a less research in India, the semiconductors, solar, sewerage, recycling, nanotechnology, and some other things, they are very less developed in India. These are the good things we can able to put into interest and develop these things, such that without borrowing all the things from the other countries, we can able to develop inside in India. The major, I mean, we can say previously there is no internet, so there is lack of industry knowledge. But nowadays we can see each and everything in the YouTube. We can get knowledge from the YouTube, and if you guys don't know anything, you guys can able to ask some other people, either in the LinkedIn or some other way. You can able to approach to many industrial engineers, so that it will be a good benefit for you all. I can see problem. Sorry. In India, there are, I have seen like 2 to 3 different major problems. One is untreated sewage, which is killing like 350,000 Indian children annually. And there are 120,000 tons of facial sludge we are seeing it in India. And this has been updated in September 29, 2019. So in a way, if we don't take any action, obviously there will be a lot of problematic situations that we can see in India. So these are the problems we have to see, we have to study, and we can able to get rid of these problems if all the engineers can able to put up some knowledge on it, and develop some machinery which can able to reduce all this waste. And also, if we see the oil charges have been increased a lot from the last 10 days, because we don't have a proper storage area, one of the major concern. And also we are dependent on other countries already. So why can't we develop a storage area such that it will be more beneficial? The third aspect, what I'm looking was the supercapacitors. In India, they are trying to go from the cars of petrol and diesel to battery version, but there is no charging stations existing in India. So why can't we go and develop a superchargers? Already there are many researches going on. So these are some of the research points that is good for you all. I mean, apart from the job point. So if you see over here the table, the major export and imports we are making with China. So this is one of the major point now India is concerned, because the mostly, if you guys see, 68% of the goods we are getting from China. So if you see the trade balance over here, the exports, we are exporting only 16%, but the imports wise, we are getting 68% from China. If the entire exports have got reduced, the development of India will have to increase. So if it has to increase, then all the youth, the engineers have to take an action, and they have to develop the things. I've seen from the websites, I mean the online source, only like majorly 10 commodities they are getting from China. One is like electronic equipment, all the televisions or smartphones or the laptops, each and everything we are getting, and the manufacturing or the research going on in China compared to other countries. So we have to go for our own products, such that it will be good for us, and it will beneficial to India. You guys can think like the guy who is sitting in US can able to say all these things, but people have to put on interest from the engineering third year. People over here are interested, I mean, the people or engineers over here in US are interested to invest some sort of amount, but the people, the engineers over there are not trying to interact with them properly. If the interaction is there, then if you show that you can able to work on, if you guys show that you have a capability and skill set and interest of working on these things, then obviously people will come and they can able to encourage you all. So yes, thank you, Gokul. I have completed.
Okay, thank you, Ranjit. I think there is one question from Mohammed Shakil. Sir,
Yeah,
I'm
1
good with
second.
3D modeling using SolidWorks, not certified yet. Should I move on with learning ANSYS, CATIA, or just refine my visualization skill and have good knowledge in engineering graphics? You can also
Yes,
see in chat
Shakil.
box, Ranjit.
Yeah, I'm looking into it. So Shakil, one important thing is you are good with the SolidWorks in the 3D modeling, but in which application you are good at? The major thing, certification is important or not important, it is secondary. The major thing you have to look into is which industry you are interested in. The first thing you have to look into. So whether it is thermal industry or mechanical industry or oil industry, which industry you're looking into. So that is very important. Even that you have to look into.
He
ANSYS, I
said
mean,
mission design and fluid concept.
okay, 1 second. So machine design is entirely different scenario from the fluid concepts. So you have to be, I mean, as you are in bachelor's, you can able to go either direction. There is no problem at all. So basically, in the current like experimentation, the major research is going on fluid concepts. So you can concentrate on fluids. If you are concentrating on fluids, there is a software called CFD, computational fluid dynamics, that is very much interesting, and it will be good for you for a future. If you are interested in machine design, you have to learn ANSYS. That will be good for you. And Rakesh Kumar, sir, I have completed the certification course in hydraulics and pneumatics and also in Bosch inline fuel pumps. Is it useful? It is useful at any point of getting jobs, and how is your course? Okay, I feel Rakesh, you have completed your coursework in Bosch. So you can able to apply the jobs in Bosch. If there are opportunities, obviously they will try to pick you up. Other than this, I can able to say, try to search for what are the industries which are having hydraulics and pneumatic concepts. Even in the automation industry, you can see the hydraulics and pneumatics, but we don't work with the designing of hydraulic and pneumatic equipment. We will use already existing products, and we can able to, we'll try to integrate the system. If you are working on hydraulic and schematics, you have to have a knowledge on the schematics of those things. I think you, in your certification course, they will explain each and everything. Apart from that, if you learn 3D designing, it will be even more beneficial for you. I am sorry, I am not into supply chain, so I can't able to answer about supply chain concepts.
Sir, okay. Vendor management and procurement management.
Okay.
For any good for essential value for certification audit and internal
Better
certifications.
to have a SAP, SAP.
No, SAP is a ERP tool. I am want for auditing for related for the accounting certifications regarding for.
Oh, you are going into accounting again.
Yeah. It's for major multinational companies. Good for like with the hiring for high skilled.
I mean, I am not pretty sure about the accounting. I'm sorry. According to me, for material management and vendor management, they generally go with SAP or PLM softwares. Like SAP certification, they will look on the accounting and audit.
Okay, thank you, Ranjit. I think there is one more questions from Sir
Manavi.
Avinash. Sir, I am certified in AutoCAD, CATIA, ANSYS, while I'm learning SolidWorks and MATLAB. So what and where should I go, where I can use and how?
I think very easily the cracked version, download the new versions, because in the old versions and the new you guys can, so try to download the versions that you can able to have a hands-on practice initially. And SolidWorks and MATLAB, they'll mention the certification courses. But instead of going into multiple 3D CAD modeling softwares, with multiple, like one, like already you have an experience on CATIA, also AutoCAD, ANSYS, right? So better for
There's voice breaking from your side, Ranjit. Hello. Can you hear us?
I think he lost his audio.
Yeah, I think he will join. No, he is. I think some network issue. I feel maybe he'll be joining. Let me ask.
Hello.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sorry, guys. There is a problem with internet over here.
Okay. Yeah, there is some one or two questions are there. I think it's maybe from Avinash. I think he has asked. I think he could not able to hear like what you have given the reply.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
1 second. I would like to see the question again. Can I know the question that he has asked?
Yeah, I am certified in
Okay.
AutoCAD.
I'm sorry,
CATIA.
Avinash. I can see now. Avinash, you are certified in AutoCAD, CATIA, and ANSYS, so you're good with the certification, but you have to do a project. If you do a project, it will be more beneficial. And apart from that, I would suggest you to learn programming software too. For example, Python, which is in online and which is very free to each and every individual. And you can see some of the projects in GitHub. There is a GitHub repository. You can able to get use of GitHub, and you can able to work on multiple projects and update your data in the GitHub. Then many of them they can able to see. One is in process, so you're in a correct direction. So it will be more beneficial for you if you do a project and if you show that your project worked properly.
Okay, thank you. I think another question from Minabi. Sir, are there any online certification training for CFD in advanced aerodynamics?
CFD, I have to research on it. I will let you know by doing some research. Because over here, CFD, they do internships, but certification wise, I'm not pretty much sure. Better to have an internship for CFD apart from certification. But for CFD, I feel learn Hypermesh also. Better to have a knowledge on Hypermesh and also a CFD software. Both will be an added advantage comparatively.
Okay, thank you. And we have, I think, last from Rakesh. Sir, but I complete the hydraulics and pneumatics in genetics private company. So I search a job according to that.
I mean, initially, I just wanted to know what is your interest. I mean, why did you go into the hydraulics and pneumatic coursework as a certification? Did anyone suggest you to go in the direction? Because hydraulics and pneumatics are already existing, but it is now using in every automation industry or the healthcare industry. So it is one of the beneficial to have a knowledge on it. But nowadays we are going into the application side. So better to have a knowledge on the system integration concept too. I mean, besides your hydraulic and pneumatic concepts.
Okay, thank you.
And can I share my email ID?
Yeah, please, definitely. You can share it in your chat box also, so that everyone can use it.
Yes, guys, if you have any question, try to send me an email. I will try to research on those, and I will try to give inputs as much as I can. It would be beneficial to you all.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you so much, Ranjit. You have joined from US at the early hours of the day. Can I invite Subhatra Rajendran, who's your friend who has introduced us, to just
Yes, I think she's.
register? Yeah, Subhatra, you're there?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, please just you can address few words about the session today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ranjit. You have taken us and given a broad overview about the career opportunities and what will be the upcoming industry and what will be the upcoming technologies where the young engineers can be involved and prove their talents. It's a good brainstorming for them as well, I believe. So now they are loaded with a lot of ideas in mind. Surely we can expect a few entrepreneurs from this batch. I believe these guys can make a difference in the India for the development of India. So, and I know Ranjit quite a long time. He is a very good and he is a hard worker too. Because of his hard work, I got an internship and he did his master's in USA and he is working there now. So he is more interested in doing research projects. If anybody wants to, anybody is interested in research, he can guide you very well. And if you are planning for any higher studies in US also, he can assist you in all the terms, like how to get the scholarship, which university is good in USA to apply, how to approach them, what will be the deadlines, how to proceed with their application, everything. I believe you guys enjoy the session well. And as I used to tell you, we are like putting a lot of efforts to see a difference in our curriculum and the way we bring up the engineers to the outside world. Please be attentive, and I'm damn sure that you guys make a difference for the future innovations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Subhadra. It's wonderful. I think
Gokul, one more. Sorry.
Yeah.
There is one more engineer who is very versatile profile. She is also with us. She also joined from USA. I think Sirisha, are you online?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I'm here.
So
Yeah.
who's like
Can you
Teresa?
address the young crowd so they can
I was expecting this. I was expecting that you are going to put me on spot.
Yeah.
One piece of advice which I have learned over the years, working with Subhadra back in ISRO or working here in US, is never forget your basics. So I saw some of the questions being asked by the students. Mostly they are, okay, I'm good in this, I'm good in that software. Okay, but do you know the basics of it? How many of you can confidently say, okay, I can say that this drawing is in which view? If I cut a section, how confident are you that you are going to put that view correctly? So how many of you know basics of strength of materials, basics of design? What is the equation? I'm not gonna say because you have to by heart all the equations or something, but there are few basics which you need to know by heart. So never forget basics. Basics will help you a lot in all the softwares. For me, I understand that, you know, there are different kinds of 3D modeling softwares or CAE analysis softwares. All of them have the same basic background. You should be good in reading a drawing. If you cannot read a drawing, however fast you can make a 3D model, the effort is zero. So for me, basics are very, very important.
Right. As Sirisha told, it's very important because from the last 2 years, I'm working in the automation industry. I have to work on 4 different formulas almost every time. So in that way, your strength of material basics, like what is stress, what is strain, what is a force and pressure relation. So what is a shear force acting to your body. So these are the major basics required in the industry. And whenever you're designing, as Sirisha mentioned, it is very important to know like what view you are giving that makes the manufacturer or an assembler can understand very easily. So that is called designing. Knowing the software, each and every people can able to know. But the thing is, whenever you're doing or creating anything, you it should be understandable to multiple people who are not interacting with you. Because if you go for the production or big a mass production unit, no design engineer or no designer goes and sit with a technician saying that I have given like this. So you guys have to ensure like whatever the drawings you're creating, it should be very much clear to them. Because you guys are very well aware, major manufacturing industry has been taken care by China. So whenever you're designing from India or US or some other country like Africa, you people have to give a drawings to people to China such that they can able to understand. They should not force you each and every day on each and every minute saying that what is this, what is this. So you guys have to learn in that way. That makes the things more simpler. So there is a technique called KISS, KISS. So keep it simple and smart. So please like put this into your mind. Whatever the work you're doing, go for a KISS method, which is a simple and smart method.
Thank you, Ranjit and Shirisha, for making this session more smart. So thank you once again. I think it's immense pleasure. The Institute of Engineers, along with URSAGO Solutions, is conducting this internship for the various disciplines of students. Definitely, I think you people have joined and given the insight about the mechanical job opportunities. It is not only mechanical. People can also like think about as a wholeheartedly like in a common forum, because it's the need of the hour to create their skill sets and make them like a smarter person rather than anybody else. So that the lots of opportunities and challenges are waiting for them. Definitely, I think they can take these ideas and they can prove them. Yes, they are like a mechanical or any kind of engineers. So once again, thank you so much for the speakers as well as our the co. Sirisha, you want to say anything?
Actually, I wanted to ask something because Subhadra has been asking me to make a presentation which is useful for the interns, but I want to know what they want to learn. So what are they most interested in?
Students,
That's
you
a
wanted
very good
anything like specific, so you can drop out in the chat box, so that otherwise you can unmute and you can just put your views and suggestions.
Everybody is a budding engineer. They have to speak up for themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, without communication, you can't able to get any opportunity. I already told in the first, you have to take initiation.
Yes, people can unmute and you can deliver your views.
You guys want to learn anything new.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to learn something new, maybe I can make some presentation with my experience and then we can speak.
One of the guy have told aero and mechanical related work.
Aero and mechanical is like ocean. What do you want in aero and mechanical?
Please be precise and specific on the topic so she can like address that.
Since I feel that maybe the interns would have been tired, so that's what I think they are not coming out.
Aerial robots.
Come on, COVID is making everybody energetic. Everybody is like having good time at home.
Yeah.
Guys, we are tired of listening all the time, like when we have studied, but at least when we have gone for some webinars, it should be a kind of interactive and it should be a kind of we have to know each and everything. Like already experienced people are saying something to you. You have to take initiation of asking some questions to us. And whenever you're asking, I just wanted to know one more thing. Why you guys are asking that question?
Then nobody will ask the question, I think.
No, I mean, see, I can understand that. I mean, just it is for your perception, like how your perception is there for
Yes,
asking
yes.
that question.
Definitely.
Maybe let's
We are not your
let them speak
lecturers.
first.
We are not your teachers, or we are not your principal. You guys can able to ask very freely.
Yes. Since nobody, I think anyhow, Shirisha, I'll just
Okay.
talk to the interns. If anything is there, I'll just communicate
Yeah,
with
please.
Subhadra, so that accordingly, like we can even prepare anything new topics what they wanted.
Sirisha, they have asked about aerial robotics.
Yeah. So Avinash is asking again how we can combine robots plus aerospace for any mission program.
I think in this video, I think I don't know whether this slide is there with you or with everyone. I have seen a video in YouTube where the age of AI. They have in a, like I can able to share the link with you all. In that series, you can able to see how they have developed, and also we will try to do some sort of. I mean, we will try to research on that, and we can able to share to you all.
Yes. Maybe
Yeah,
anything related.
I would like to tell Sirisha got a very good experience on CATIA, and she was working for an automobile industry for like more than 5 years. So if anybody interested about CATIA software for automobile, how it is developed, how to work on them, you can get in touch with her.
Katia, ANSYS, it's been 10 years almost.
Yeah.
Then I moved into project management, 5 years. This year, I think I finished 15 years of being friends with Subhadra.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
she also worked on aerospace projects also. I forgot to mention Katia for some, what is that, Siri, can you elaborate on that? What is your project on ISRO?
So I worked on the ground systems, design and analysis of ground transportation systems for GSLV Mark III and Chandrayaan projects. It was back in 2005.
Yeah.
So basically, the project is, it's a really basic project. Like I said, you have to go back to your basics. So how to design a bolt, how to design a nut, how to design, a tilting frames. These are like basics. What kind of material you have to select for this kind of load. So everything is from basics. ISRO taught me a lot in terms of how to go back to your basics. They never believe in colorful pictures of answers, or, I used to bring them lots of pictures with different colors showing, okay, here is the stress, here is the strain, it's going to fail in this portion. And then my manager would ask me a simple question: where is your proof? Where is your proof to show that it's going to fail here? Show me with a theoretical calculation, then I would believe your colorful chart. So even for yourself, when you're making an analysis to answers, you always have to know the basics of that calculation. Oh, any contact or mail to get in touch for project related to aircraft or rocket? I can help you with the projects, but I can share my email.
We can have one session with Shirisha, maybe like
that's what I'm asking. Subhadra has been forcing me to do a session,
I'll
but I don't know what to.
I'll get the topic. Like I'll just discuss with the students. I'll just see
Sure,
that something like related to an automobile or manufacturing, even project management. So then accordingly we can put them. So definitely I think we will try to add up one session from you, since you're maybe like you both have left ISRO and I'm still there. So thank you.
So you can also help us.
Which is
in
good, which is
designing.
good, right?
Yes, so it's connecting. I think so. Whatever Mark 3, I think the ground systems what you made. I think maybe like a couple of years before. I think last year we have done it with Chandrayaan 2. So
Yeah,
it
I
has
heard
taken a
that.
high payload, maximum like something around 4.5 ton. So that's the
Yeah,
maximum payload of our Indian rocket. So proud. So definitely, I think
yeah,
it's waiting for the next mission of Chandrayaan 3 and then Gaganyaan. So many things are going to happen with Mark 3. So thank you. So connecting again and again with Subhatra also, like because you people are our seniors, so I made a lot of things. So we are traveling with that.
yeah. Not many people know how, because there are different centers of ISRO and what goes on in each center, what Sriharikota is all about or what Bangalore Center is all about. Nobody knows all this stuff. But I think maybe you can help with a small session, what kind of work goes in which centers, how the components from each center are moved across all over India, why we have to make these kind of design projects or analysis projects inside ISRO.
Yes, already we had one session, especially on this launch vehicle, from
Mm-hmm.
our associate project director. Like I think he is retired in 2008 from GSLV Mark II. So Dureraj,
Okay.
maybe he was there in a solid propulsion. So he has given a wonderful session last week. So as you said, I think we can even connect them more about the centers, the importance, so that it gives them wide knowledge.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for the speakers as well as like Subhatra and Shirisha who have connected here. So also the intern. So I think almost I think Indian timing we see it's 21:45. Still I think students are being here and wonderful session. And I thank Ranjit for taking this initiation and given a lots of uh, the insight as well as knowledge sharing how the mechanical engineer should be. It's
You're
like
welcome.
formal or informal. Maybe
Yeah.
even said like how we
Thank
can even
you.
make yes.
Yeah, thank you, IEI Tamil Nadu Center, IEI Tiruvallur Local Center, and Gokul and all the organizers for giving us this opportunity to share our experience and give an idea for the students. Thank you so much for this.
Lastly, thank you, Subhadra, and thank you, Gokul, for giving me a chance.
Yeah, we are connected again. So it's only a dot. We are connecting again and again. So that
Yeah.
definitely, I think our knowledge share can be poured to the younger generation, and country
Sure.
needs it because they wanted made in India, and this new normal COVID is going to bring lots of change, and the industry 4.0, other than machine learning, big data, and everything, is going to have a very big role in the coming days. So
Exactly.
our duty that students also get involved and see the different parts, a different kind of a world, how it's going to see that. So once again, thank you so much for all of them. So stay tuned and thank you. Subhadra, I think you are the host. I think you can end up if everything
Yeah,
okay.
sure. Yeah, thank you. Good night, guys. Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night to Indian guys.